Which of the guys from that photo that we saw, whether you know their name or whether you don't, which one is under the most pressure, Chris, heading into the 2023 season? Give me one, the one that you think is under the most pressure.
Yeah, I got a few on my list. I got 5 names here that really jumped out to me. I think the one I'm going to go with more, though, than any of the rest is Brandon Staley of the Chargers. I think I'm going to start there. And you know, again, I got respect for what he's done. He's done a lot of good things. But, you know, the fact of the matter is just missed out on the playoffs the first year with a lot of controversial clock management, 4th down type of stuff that was definitely controversial. Year 2, again, good year. This is the business we live in, though. They get into the playoffs, and they blow a 24 or 27-point lead, right, in the playoffs and lose the football game. So, yeah, there's pressure. Of course there is. They fired their offensive coordinator. They have one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football. They're really damn good, and it feels like, for whatever reason, that, yeah, he has a bullseye on him, and they've underachieved a little bit to a degree. So I'm going to go with Brandon Staley to start it.
I'm going to go with the guy who literally may be living in a van down by the river if the Cowboys don't turn it around this year. The guy that the Kelsey brothers referred to as Matt Foley, Mike McCarthy, the coach in Dallas. Hey, be careful what you wish for. He's consolidated power. He's in charge of the offense. Yeah, it's all your fault this year, Mike, if it doesn't work. It's all on you. You can't blame Kellen Moore. You can't blame anybody else. The offense is all on you. And if it works, you're set. If it doesn't, you're done. And I really do feel like this is it for Mike McCarthy. And again, it's all on him if it doesn't work. And the Joneses very, very insistent, and Jerry desperate to get this thing working so they at least get back to a conference championship game, if not get back to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hear you there. I hear you. Yeah, Mike, another guy I thought on to put in this instead of Brandon Staley was Ron Rivera, because you're in the NFC East. I do think it's got to be a big year. You know, if they don't impress, and we know that it sounds like the Commanders are going to be sold here, that he's got to make a good first impression on ownership here. You know, they're a team that has some talent, certainly. The quarterback situation's been a problem. They look like they could go the Lamar Jackson route. Instead, they're going Sam Howell. So that all goes to him, and I think that situation, he was another one that was on my list.
To me, it's almost a foregone conclusion that he's out, and he's got nothing to lose at this point. There's no pressure. Let me go see what I can do, and maybe I can convince the new owner to keep me because the new owner is going to want his own coach. So I don't even think of him that way because I just assume that they're going to clean house in Washington once new ownership is in place. And maybe new ownership, I don't know. I think he gets this year, and if he does enough, he gets another year. But I think some changes are going to be coming to Washington once you have new ownership, especially because all these people who were hired by Dan Snyder, they add to that page that they're trying to turn when they move to new ownership. And I feel bad for Ron Rivera, but I just feel like it's a foregone conclusion that it's coming. Bill Belichick also, we talked about him earlier. I mean, I think he's, for the first time ever, under pressure. Maybe not under the most pressure, but I still look at what Robert Kraft said and didn't say last week when he was asked about whether or not Bill Belichick would survive another losing season in New England. I think he's under real pressure this year, and I think there's a chance they finish in 4th place in the division, and I think there's a chance they have 6 or 7 wins, and if that happens, there's a chance Gerard Mayo is the coach of the Patriots in 2024, Chris.
Yeah, that seems to be, the name you hear, right? I think that's you and I have both heard that name, that if Bill Belichick were to go, that Gerard Mayo seems to be the guy in the leader house to, take that position over. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Obviously, there's some pressure. I don't know if I believe it quite to the extent that you're talking about, but it's there, no doubt about it. There is, and it's the first time ever that we're even looking up there in a long, long time to think that there actually is even pressure on that position.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.